Hello, welcome to another episode of Appliance Master Live. I'm Bill, and with me again is Kari.
Hello, and today we're going to be discussing the exciting world of kitchen vent hoods and downdrafts.
Ooh, got your popcorn? Why don't you guys take a minute to go get some juji fruit or popcorn and come right back. We'll wait.
Yeah, so I think vent hoods for the most part, and downdrafts as well, they tend to be a little bit overlooked. They are one of the major household appliances, but they are fairly simple, so they don't really have many problems, right?
Normally. But let's. I want to start by defining like what we're going to talk about. There are vents that some people have over their range and microwaves that just circulate the air back into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't vented externally, and they do very little. When they have a charcoal filter, and if it's clean, it'll filter some of the smoke out of the air, but they get clogged extremely fast. If you have those, you should change those. They also have like a metal mesh filter too.
Yeah.
So those can be cleaned. The charcoal can't be cleaned. It's like you should clean the metal, replace those filters, depending on what you cook and how often, really frequently, at least once a year, sometimes a couple times
a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you find yourself having smoke blown in your face and you have the fan on,
time to clean the filter.
or just get new ones.
Replace it.
They're not that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that would be for the ventilation that's through the microwave.
through the
above
microwave.
stove.
Sometimes they just have vent hoods that are without a microwave above a stove that are only vented internally, and
Okay.
those are the typically lower end, less expensive. What I think you want to talk about today are the ones that are,
vented externally, so the smoke and other chemicals burning off or going outside the home and not back into the home.
That's correct. They're now these appliances can be pretty simple. If you're buying one, you look for one that's sturdy. There's a lot of manufacturers, high-end manufacturers, and actually a lot of this is artistic. Like how does it look in your kitchen? You want stainless steel? Do you want different colors? There's lots of companies that make really good products. So
Yes, I think some of the brands that we work on more frequently would be Best, Zephyr, what's another one? Faber.
yeah, everybody makes them. Like everybody. Okay, so the other thing we were talking about are downdrafts.
Yeah.
Like a downdraft is like a vented, except somebody who has an island or they don't want to block the sight line. They want to keep that open kitchen, and having a big vent in the middle of the kitchen might get in the way. So a downdraft would be something that's behind the range.
And it lifts up.
Yeah.
And goes back down.
Some of them don't. Some of them stay there and they just draw the air down, but some do lift up to get a better.
Gotcha.
So, and same concept. They just draw a strong fan draws the smoke and the air out, and same situation with those too. They always have those still have filters, and just make sure if the filters get full of grease, that restricts the airflow. And so again, a lot is visual. You can see the grease build up, and you can see it's on the ones on top. You might even see grease dripping out. That's
definitely
a cry for help. The grease dripping
sign.
out there. Telltale. Then of course that's something anybody can clean themselves. But
Now, are there any usage tips that you would suggest to use before, or just not before you're using it, but while you're using it?
what people forget to do is every time they have whether it's a downdraft or a traditional vent hood, our modern homes are very airtight, and whether it's summer, winter, it's like only when it's beautiful in the spring and fall that we typically have windows open. So without windows open, you're basically the fan is working against kind of like a vacuum. So it's hard for it to pull air out. So you should open a nearby window in the kitchen to the fan so it can draw air from outside down the vent. And whether it's the coldest of winter or hottest summer, you really need to vent that, because you don't want, if you don't draw that out, you're going to have smoke and smells
inside the home.
Yeah. So I don't know if we mentioned odors, but that's also, it'll pull those.
That's where they usually come from, is cooking.
So
open the window while you're using the vent hood. That's definitely something new that I did not know about.
Yeah, and if you're purchasing a new one, same advice I always give is simpler is better. Strong, sturdy, well made, and knobs and switches. You don't need displays. You don't need a smart board in your vent hood. That's to me that's
keep it simple.
Those are the things that break. Those are the things that break.
Yeah.
So and as usual, I mean, people aren't going to call us unless their vent hood totally breaks.
Yeah.
So, but if you have questions about it, you can always have a technician. When a technician's at your home working on your washing machine, your dryer, dishwasher, refrigerator, whatever, you can have him look at it and just spend a minute or two. He can explain the functionality of it to you, and
give a recommendation for cleaning or replacing the filter.
Yeah.
Any switches that might need to get replaced after a certain amount of time.
A lot of these have specific cleaning instructions. Like you just can't pour cleaners on some of these things because it'll affect the motors and controls. So feel free to have when a technician's in your home, just have them look at. Appliance Master technicians are trained in a wide variety of appliances, so they'd be happy to. And I always refer back to our the testimonials we get every day. The vast majority of testimonials were your technician was he hadn't fixed my dryer, but he gave me advice for my dishwasher, and I never knew it, and I was grateful for the information. So use us for all that, for those helpful tips.
And as always, if there's ever a question, even more than happy to try and help over the phone before setting up an actual appointment.
Yep, and you can contact us through email, online. We're here to answer your questions and try to help.
And then I think next week is going to be a little bit more interesting. We'll be moving on to the...
This wasn't interesting?
Oh. There's only so much you can talk about. The air comes in, blows out.
I think appliances in general are just super exciting, right? It's like, who wants to talk about anything else?
Well, what are we doing next week? The high-end outdoor grills.
Grills
and
are cool.
Other outdoor kitchen appliances. They require a little bit more maintenance, sometimes stuff that's a little bit more routine that you need to get done each year to make sure that it's working properly.
Yeah, and I guess the biggest thing with outdoor, any kind of appliance, especially grills, is knowing what to look for. Because every winter, every fall, creatures are going to try to find a nice home in your grill, and you got to find out where they want, get them out of there before you try to use it. Anyway, we do that as well, right?
Yep. Okay.
I guess signing off for this week, Bill and Kari again. Hope you enjoyed this segment.
Yeah.
I know we did.
Yeah, if you have any questions, leave a comment. If you liked the video, share it with your friends. And, look forward to hearing from you.